Following Jesus can produce many different experiences. St. John speaks about the sweet, sour experience of consuming the scroll of God's Word. In the reading from the book of Revelations, St. John follows the command to take the scroll and eat it. The scroll is sweet in his mouth, but it turns sour in his stomach. Biblical scholars see this as God's promise that he will win the final victory for the holy ones, the saints. But the process of victory will not be easy. The saints will struggle in the battle against the enemy and face persecution and even death. In our gospel, Jesus finally enters Jerusalem. He goes to the temple in these final days before his death. Luke has been building up to this point. It will be from his death and resurrection in Jerusalem that the mission of the church will go out to all the world. Being in the holy place and seeing the commercialization of worship-related activities moves him to anger. He casts out the merchants and the money changers. The Jewish leaders are upset and begin to plot his death. Others, wanting a closer relationship with Jesus, are moved to joy. The key element of salvation history is the paradox of the death and resurrection of Jesus. We are called to be a part of both his death and his resurrection. They cannot be separated. According to the Gospel of John, these combined events are referred to as Jesus and his hour of glory. For those of us who call ourselves disciples of Jesus, we can expect a two-sided reality of joy and sorrow, of pain and of healing, and of death and of resurrection. We are invited to this reality of tension. Not only are we invited to be engrossed in the happenings, but we are also asked to become a very real part of the events being revealed. Understanding the story of faith makes us both sad and encouraged. This happens when we realize we have to face difficult times before we arrive at the final hour of glory. Why can't everything be like the Garden of Eden in the opening chapters of the Bible? Wouldn't that be great? Why? Because it was human sin that destroyed the perfect paradise on earth. We should realize that God has prepared a place of joy and happiness for all of us if we are willing to be disciples of Jesus and seek to follow his example. We should be instructed and improved morally and intellectually when we realize that Jesus walked this path ahead of us and endured the suffering. We should be uplifted when we realize that Jesus has already won the final victory over sin, over death, and over evil. If we allow ourselves to be cleansed by the blood of the cross, that is, if we accept the graces that flow from Jesus' death and resurrection, then we will be able to rejoice with all of the saints in the heavenly holy place.